invaders. Welcome to Podcasting is Forbidden in the Cloud Recess. This is the only lesbian-hosted podcast about Master Magician. I'm Roy, a.k.a. Maslow's Hierarchy of Needles.
And I'm Fallon, a.k.a. Wei Ying's controversial death kink.
He's having...
It's controversial.
It is controversial, if nothing else. We will say it's controversial.
He had a time this chapter.
The one thing that we can agree on, universally, about Wei Ying and his kinks, because he does have them, is that they're controversial.
All of them are controversial.
All of them are... This man cannot stay out of controversy. He loves it. He loves it.
He craves it.
He simply loves it. Do you know who else loves controversy? It's Jin Liang, because he was the star of the QQ, the most recent QQ that we got.
He was the star of the QQ.
So, this one, Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji are in the woods, and Wei Wuxian is doing poetry, and Lan Wangji says, I like it.
Yeah, I think Wei Wuxian isn't even trying, and Lan Wangji's like,
I know, it's like shitty poetry, and Wangji like, yes, good.
It's very good. It's like the master of poetry. It's like fucking, like, he's really into classical music, and Wei Ying is really into Limp Bizkit, and he, like, shows him a Limp Bizkit song, and Lan Wangji's like, great.
Yes, he has excellent flow. Wei Wuxian fucking is walking beside him and he says, Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy. Was he, Lanjan? But,
I guess we really have no place to say whether the poetry was good or not, because I have no idea what constitutes good Chinese poetry, but yeah, I think it was probably mediocre.
And I know in the one before where Huaisong is really cute in it, the joke of that one was that Wei Wuxian was bad at poetry, and he was doing bad poetry.
Yeah.
But so they're walking along, and they're having poetry adventures, and then their evil radar goes off. And
it goes off like crazy.
It goes off like nuts, and there's a little teardrop Pokemon, like, cowering between some rocks, and they throw a bag at it to catch it. They throw a Pokeball at it.
And they accidentally catch Jin Liang.
Yeah, he's there, and he pops out of the bag. They realize it's him when the struggling critter inside of the bag says, I'm gonna tell my Jojo. And they let him out.
Yeah, it's like, it's very well timed comedically, because they're like, God, what did we catch? What's in there? And it's like, if you don't get me out of here, I'm gonna tell my Jojo. I'll tell my Jojo. I'll tell my Jojo.
They let him out, and it's Jin Liang, and they're like, why are you out here? And he says, I'm a big boy, I can be out here.
I'm not running alone by myself because I'm a big boy.
He literally says, I'm a man, aren't I? Which
yeah,
is just,
he's totally a grown man.
Zero difference between aren't I a man and I'm a big boy. He's getting he's getting his own Happy Meal toy. And there's like a shot, like a memory shot of Jiang Cheng yelling at him and him running away because he doesn't want to get in trouble. He goes on a little rampage killing all of these beasts around because he's not
scared of any of them. I'm not scared of nothing. He goes, and then I think at some point he finally runs into the biggest monster of them all.
Jojo. He like brings it.
Yeah, he's like bringing his sword down.
Yeah, and bonks him.
Jojo's there and bonks the Jojo. And
bonks the Jojo.
Jin Liang just looks up, he's like, oh no.
And Jiang Cheng is growing a big funny cartoon comedy Looney Tunes knot on his head.
He's like, what did I tell you about night hunting alone?
And he runs off scared. As he does.
That's it.
And then Wei Wuxian takes the opportunity to laugh at a child.
Because Jin Liang, he isn't scared of anything.
I'm not scared of nothing! Don't laugh at me!
Except for his Jojo.
Except for Jojo. Always Jojo.
Jojo is the ultimate authority.
Yeah, and then Jojo plays a funny prank on Wei Wuxian because nobody laughs at his terrible nephew but him. And Wei
Wuxian laughing at Jin Liang's plight, and Jiang Cheng is like, oh, he wants to be smart, huh?
Oh, you think that's funny? It's about to get hilarious.
Bet. And he calls for Fairy and has Fairy just sit right up next to Wei Wuxian, and
just
Wei Wuxian's
happily
like,
painting.
He goes, hides behind Lan Wangji, and that's the cue.
That's the cue. It's very fucking good. The thing about Q, when Jin Liang is there and he's saying things like, I'm a big boy, I don't need to hunt with my Jojo, without my Jojo's permission, I'm a big boy, is that it's exactly my shit.
Yeah, that's my shit extremely. I really like it, and it's funny to me. And that's all I have to say about it.
That's all I have to say about it. The penguin looked directly into my brain and said, I will give Roy personally some content of little baby boy.
Yeah.
He's so small. But there's more boy adventures.
There are quite a few boy adventures. We have a fairly thick amount of boy adventures in this chapter today.
One chapter, it's like 5 chapters in one. So much shit happens in this one.
It is. It's a very tight montage of events.
It's many thing.
Yeah. So, and we're gonna go to old Trusty Roy.
Trusty
do that
Roy.
Summary.
Your own personal Roy.
Let her tell us what the hell is going on.
What the hell is up? What the fuck is up, gamers? Roy's gonna do a summary of Chapter 60, Poisons Part 5, the final part in the Funny Poisons arc. It's not funny, I don't know why I called it that. Poisons Part 5, Chapter 60.
Pussins arc.
Excuse me? Pussins arc.
You heard me? Go on.
The pussy arc.
Every arc is a pussy arc to me. Except for sometimes when there are girl dick arcs. Let's get it.
Let's fucking go. Chapter 60, Poisons Part 5. So, the Wen boat has arrived in Yiling. Wei Wuxian overhears Wen Yang talking to some of his guys, and he gets mad because he hears the words supervision office, which you never say to him. But Wen Yang says, yes, okay, it's a supervision office, but that's good, actually, because it means that the bad ones won't think to look for you here. And Wei Wuxian kind of backs off. Then a hot, angry lady Kool-Aid man's into the room and is like, Wen Yang, where the fuck have you been? And Wei Wuxian inspects her drip, which indicates that she's very high in rank. And Wen Yang says, oh yeah, that's my sister, Wen Qing. And so we learn a little bit about Wen Qing and how she's very well known and powerful and is basically in ancient Chinese vampire times medical school. And Wen Rohan likes her a lot and is funding her education. And these two are like his distant niece and nephew, whatever. So Wei Wuxian is like kind of surprised that this powerful, famous lady's little brother is this little wiener. Jiang Cheng wakes up, but he's just looking, like, absolutely devoid of spirit, and he, like, weakly slaps Wei Wuxian and says, that was the last of my hamon. And it turns out he got by the core melting hand. He has received a corectomy, and the way your magic organ works is that you can never just form a new one ever again if you lose it. You're just a normie forever now. And Jiang Cheng just breaks down doing Joker laughter, and he's like, why did you save me? You should have let me die. And then he notices that there are Wens in the room, and he gets even angrier. And Wei Wuxian tries to explain it to him, but Wen Qing shoots a tranquilizer dart into Jiang Cheng and is like, Wen Ying, you fucking idiot. If you're gonna hide POWs, at least keep them quiet.
God.
And we find out that she's in charge of the Yiling Supervision Office here, so if any of this gets out, she's gonna be the one who gets in trouble for it. So she's like, look, I'm a doctor, I've never thrown hands with anybody, but Wei Wuxian, you're gonna owe me. And also, I don't want to see Wen Qiaoer's girlfriend fuck those guys. You can stay for a little bit. So they're allowed to stay for a few days, basically on the condition that Jiang Cheng stays tranquilized, and Wei Wuxian says, thank you. So, so a few days later, Jiang Cheng's wounds have healed well enough, and Wen Yang and Wei Wuxian take him to a little house in the woods. And Wen Yang says bye, and Wei Wuxian has been thonking. He finally takes the needle out of Jiang Cheng, but when he wakes up, he's just back in, like, Depressio crazy mode. Wei Wuxian says, get up and eat, we gotta go take back your golden core. And he outlines this plan he's come up with to take Jiang Cheng to Baoshan Sanren, remember her? Hey, and get her to do, like, ultra magic, and get him a new core. And that livens Jiang Cheng up enough to eat, and he's real eager, he wants to go right now, but Wei Wuxian says, we gotta wait a few days so I can explain the rules to you. We have to, you have to go up our mountain blindfolded, you can't know where it is, and you're gonna say that you're me. And blah, blah, blah. So a couple days later, they get to this mountain, and Wei Wuxian sends Jiang Cheng off on his way, and says, I'm gonna be vibing in town, hit me up when you're done, and he heads off. So it's a week later, Wei Wuxian is waiting for Jiang Cheng, and he goes into a tea house in town, but the tea house ruse was a distraction.
He gets scooped?
Everybody in the tea house is Wens. Wen Qiao and his boys are here, and they rough Wei Wuxian up, and Wei Wuxian just kind of, like, goads them all in return. And he's like, LMAO, can't wait for you to kill me so I can haunt your ass. And Wen Qiao and his friends haul Wei Wuxian off up into these scary, evil, haunted, bad vibes mountains called the Yiling Burial Mound. And one thing you gotta know about the Yiling burial mound is that it's so evil and haunted with bad vibes that not even ghosts can escape. And Wen Chao throws him into it. The end. Our protagonist is dead. That's the last chapter of the novel, actually. That's how the chapter ends. It ends with him saying, ah! It's just one single capital letter A in, like, size 145 font.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
it.
Exactly it.
Yeah, even in Chinese, it was just a single Times New Roman letter A. So, why don't we read this thing?
Oh, man. So, who was Jiang Cheng and who was Wei Wuxian last time?
I think... Oh, fuck. I was Wei Wuxian last time.
Okay. Do you want to stick with that?
Sure. Yeah, oh yeah, you were Wen Young because he was Funny Morty.
Oh,
Funny
yeah.
Rick and Morty, yeah. So here's the thing. So we got Roy, starring Roy as Wei Wuxian and Fallon as Wen Young.
Yes.
Presumably Fallon as Jiang Cheng?
Sure.
Am Roy Wen Qing?
See,
Roy become Wen Qing?
Would you
or
like to
Fallon
become Wen Qing?
Qing?
I kind of want to do Wen Qing.
I kind of want you to do Wen Qing.
Okay. Jiang Cheng is asleep for most of the time when Qing is
true.
in the scenes.
Yeah, those are two streams that don't really cross.
Would you be okay with me doing both of those?
Fuck yeah,
Okay.
homie.
Yeah, let's.
Okay, so you're both.
So
Wens?
you can be Wen Young. And
I'm
Wei
Wen Young?
Wuxian.
I'm.
Unless you want me to be Wen Young, Jiang Cheng, and Wen Qing.
I can be Jiang Cheng. I mean.
So I'll be the Wens and you be the Yun Meng Shuang.
Yeah! I really want you to be Wen Young because I don't know how good of a Morty I can do.
Oh my god. My Morty isn't even good, the fact. Okay.
It was good enough. You know what? It's good enough for our purposes. That's all we need.
Okay.
Tell me he isn't Morty.
He really is.
He really is. Ching and Morty.
So, Jesus Christ. So we start out this chapter. Wen Young has decided strength in numbers is the best way to do it, so he gathers a bunch of his boys around.
He says, I got shooters.
And he's in his beautiful, like, MTV Cribs house that they just, like, gave him because his last name is Wen.
It's his sex boat.
It's got his attached winery that they also gave him for no reason.
For no reason.
And now him and Wen Qing have to be in control of that.
Yeah. They gave him a trailer boat that hangs off, and that's the wine cooler.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a wine cellar trailer.
So he gets them into, like, a smaller building that isn't quite so ornate, and Wei Wuxian immediately turns on Wen Young.
He is so mad.
He's so mad. He starts, like, halfway choking him again, and he goes,
"Where is this place?"
And so, I mean, it makes sense that he can't really let his guard down because considering how horrible the Wens are in general.
Oh yeah, I don't blame him.
You can't blame him.
It's Wens.
It's Wens. And so Wei Wuxian can tell that there's either somewhere in Qishan or they're in a very Wen heavy establishment.
Yeah.
And he also hears something about supervision office, and Wen Young's like, no,
What do you mean, no? This isn't the supervision office set in Yiling? What unfortunate sex region did you take this time? Just what do you want to do by bringing us here?
Young Master Wei, listen to me. This is a supervision office, but I really don't have any intention of harming you. If I wanted to, last night after I entered Lotus Pier, I could have gone back on my word right away. I wouldn't have had to lead you here.
That's really good.
And Wei Wuxian's been so hyped up on adrenaline for the past, 48 hours that he's just, basically dissolving.
Yeah, he's sitting there going pound of feathers.
And he's super paranoid. And Wen Yang's like, okay, this really is a supervision office. If there's anywhere that the Wen sect's people won't search, it'd be here. You two can stay here, but you mustn't let anyone find you.
And then Wei Wuxian he does a little bit more brain math, and then he lets him go, and he's like, thank you.
He goes,
sorry.
Yep, he goes, thank you and sorry. Yeah. And I don't know, I just think that we we should put a pin in every time the words thank you and I'm sorry are used in this
you're
book.
right. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
You know, surprisingly, for as shitty as my memory is, there are some things in this book that I just grabbed onto and will never forget for the rest of my life. And that's one of them. Because
that's fucking saving my ass. Thank you.
It's very powerful.
Hey, thank you. Sorry for forgetting. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's okay. It's okay to say thank you and I'm sorry to people. Those might even be the most important things you can say to a person.
Lessons.
Yeah, just do a little hopeful sting there. Lessons and then insert a little sting.
Yeah. And then the doors to this room get Kool-Aid Man to open. They just get kicked in mom holy fuck style.
I was just searching for you. Explain to me properly.
Explain to me this. And both of them are like, and then they look, and
maybe I'll put more of a lady voice on. Sorry,
you know. I mean, listen, she's Wen Qing.
She's the best. And Wei Wuxian's like, oh no, no. So his first thought isn't to hide himself; it's to hide Jiang Cheng.
Yeah. So he puts him down. He hides him.
Wen Yang is like chicken shit terrified.
Mm-hmm. And so they look at this lady. Wei Wuxian like inspects her fit, and it's like. Basically got clout written all over it.
Yeah, she's got the captain's fit.
The captain's fit.
The captain's fit, and she's beautiful, and like, they made a point to mention that her skin was a little dark, which I think is very beautiful.
We stand.
We do stand.
The rank was extremely high. The same level as Wen Chao.
Yeah, and they're like, oh Jesus. And Wei Wuxian is about to attack this bitch. Mm-hmm. And somebody from she slams the door shut behind her. Mm-hmm. And somebody on the outside goes, Office Leader Wen, what's wrong? And she says, nothing's wrong. My brother is back. He's feeling down again. Don't wake him up. Let's go. We can talk on our way.
He's got depression. Leave him alone.
Oh yeah, no, it's more like, he's feeling down again. Don't wake him up. Let's go. We can talk on our way. And Wen Yang like sighs in relief, and he like looks at Wei Wuxian and he kind of introduces her as my elder sister.
And Wei Wuxian, whose brain has lit up entirely, who is currently floating 6 feet above the ground in his hoverboard made of his own brain, says, Wen Qing is your elder sister?
My sister. She's really powerful.
She was indeed powerful.
Her power levels are fucking off the charts, dude.
Maximum.
So she's like...
Motherfucker unlimited.
She's an extremely famous cultivator, but not because she like kills people or anything. Her dad and Wen Yang's dad is like a cousin of Wen Rohan, and they were really close. So that's why she's like got such a high ranking, and they have all of these like allowances and shit. Mm-hmm. And everybody talks about Wen Qing, but not really that many people talk about Wen Yang. So
yeah, he's just kind of there. Meanwhile,
he's just kind of there. So it's a little more difficult for Wei Wuxian to believe, and he's like,
"You really are the younger brother of Wen Qing." You.
And Wen Yang's like, Wen Yang says, Wen Yang thought that what he was surprised about was how such an excellent, well-known sister could have such an average brother. He admitted, yeah, my sister is really good. I'm not.
I know I've said this already, but I love when just really good is
really good.
She's good.
That's all you have to say about things.
Sometimes, listen, it's true. I've personally lost the ability to describe most things as either not good or not bad. Those are the only two words that I use now.
Yeah.
As you can see by the fucking syntax I just used, what?
Eliminating doublespeak or whatever the right wants to think the communists are doing.
I have communism brain poisoning, now I can only use limited vocabulary.
The leftist communists are destroying our vocabulary.
God.
It's the leftist Marxist communists.
The leftist Marxist communist fascists.
Yeah, the leftist fascists.
Yeah.
Famous leftist fascists.
The famous leftist fascists. The famous governmental structure that leftists love, fascism. Oh no, my titty changed the page. Oh fuck, where am I?
Oh my god.
Oh god.
It is like gently resting over the space bar.
Listen, I have limited desk space, and so my titty is like just kind of behaving of its own accord.
You need a bigger
Okay,
desk.
I found it.
And so Wei Wuxian is like,
No, you're really good as well. What I find surprising is that your sister is Wen Qing, the office leader, and you dared take us.
so, and here's Jiang Cheng. He's like kind of like waking up a little bit, and Wei Wuxian like whips around.
Jiang Cheng?
When Yang's like, he's awake. He needs medicine. I'll go get some. And so he busts out to grab some medicine.
And Jiang Cheng is lying there in the bed, and he's awake, but he's just kind of looking. He's just kind of there.
And Wei Wuxian knows that something is wrong.
He's like,
Jiang Cheng is very calm.
He's just staring up at the ceiling.
Yeah.
And Wei Wuxian like comes up to him a little bit, and he's like, Jiang Cheng, can you see me? Can you hear me? Do you know who I am? And Jiang Cheng looks over at him, doesn't talk, and then he just kind of like reaches out, and he sits up.
Yeah, he sits up, he like looks down at the mark of the discipline whip on his chest, and he like laughs bitterly.
And Wei Wuxian is like, stop looking at it, there has to be a way to get it off.
And Jiang Cheng smacks him. But
it's a shitty slap.
It's a shitty slap. It's like a little kitten paw. Yeah, I mean, it's completely devoid of power. And Wei Wuxian's like, okay.
Yeah, Jiang Cheng, Wei Wuxian says, hit me as long as you'll feel better.
Did you feel it?
What? Feel what?
Did you feel my spiritual power?
What spiritual power? You didn't use any spiritual power at all.
I did.
Just, what are you talking about?
I said I did. When I hit you, I used all of my spiritual power. I'm asking you, did you feel it?
Hit me once more?
There's no need. No matter how many more times I hit you, it'll be the same. Wei Wuxian, do you know why the core melting hand is called the core melting hand?
There it is.
And Wei Wuxian's like, fuck!
His head explodes.
And Jiang Cheng goes on, he's like, because his pair of hands can melt away the golden core so that you can't ever form a new core again. Your spiritual power will disperse, and you'll become an average person. And an average person who descended from a cultivating sect is no different from a good-for-nothing. Your whole life will be spent doing worldly business. You aren't allowed to dream about being at the top ever again. Mom and Father had their golden cores melted away by Wen Julia first and lost the ability to resist before they were killed by him.
And Wei Wuxian is just like...
He has no fucking idea.
He just keeps saying the core melting hand, and he's just, his head is on fire.
And Jiang Cheng, he kind of loses it. He's like...
He goes full Joker.
When Julia. I want revenge. I want revenge, but how could I? I don't even have my core anymore. I won't ever be able to form a core again. How can I seek revenge?
You want to know how I lost this golden core?
Bruh.
It's fucking...
It's a meme. Let me tell you.
It's a meme, let me tell you.
That's it.
He has been diagnosed meme.
It was an epic bruh moment.
Epic bruh moment of history. World's most tragic bruh moment.
It was a meme. I'll tell you, it'll get you memeing.
It'll get
just like
you memeing.
people who don't understand what the word meme means.
It's like when David Hayter, Solid Snake, said in the voice clip to Brooks and Eddie, "Semper funny," but he didn't know how to use it. So he said, "That's very semper funny of you." We stand.
That's not very super funny of you, bro. Jesus. So
this is it's epically Jiang Cheng has been epically memed.
Epically Joker mode.
Epic meme.
Wei Wuxian like crumples onto the ground and he doesn't say anything. And this is anybody who understands the property of Modao Zushi will know why this is so fucking devastating to somebody like Jiang Cheng. Mm-hmm. I mean, the book spells it out pretty clearly for us, but...
I mean, he's Mr. Overcompensation to begin with.
He's Mr. Overcompensation to begin with. He's one of the hardest workers out there. Mm-hmm. He's very driven, and he was going to be the sect leader at some point. Now, he not only has to be the sect leader much sooner than he was expecting, he does not have the tools to be a cultivation sect leader that he has been training for his entire life.
Yep.
So that sucks.
He can't get revenge on the dude who did this to him.
He can't get revenge on the dude who did this to him because
and his parents.
In order to get revenge on the dude who did this to him, he would have to have his cultivating powers, and that's never going to happen for him now.
Yep.
So
he has become Joker in his mind, body, and soul. And
it says, but now with the strike of the core melting hand, his cultivation, his self-esteem, his hope of revenge had all been smashed to dust.
Folks, we hate to see it.
And
coming to you live, reporting that we hate to see it.
So Jiang Cheng has himself a little crazy boy laugh. He lies down, and he just like, Wei Wuxian, why did you save me? What's the use of saving me? Let me live in this world, watch the Wen dogs go rampant, see how I can't do anything.
And then Wen Yang comes in, just casually, he comes in like the gif of fucking Donald Glover or whoever with the pizza. Yeah, and just, he's got some medicine.
And he's like really excited to be helping Wei Wuxian and Jiang Cheng.
He bounces in whistling happily with his bowl of medicine.
And Jiang Cheng sees him and just immediately locks on.
Oh yeah, it's on sight. There has never been a more vivid definition of it's on sight.
Yeah, and Jiang Cheng immediately kicks him.
Yep.
Which, surprisingly, at least he could muster up some physical strength for a one.
Yeah. It knocks the medicine all over the place. And
it literally says black liquid. I don't know much about Chinese medicine, but I'm thinking that one was made incorrectly. And Wei Wuxian, like, tries to go to help him, and he, like, pulls him up. And Jiang Cheng's like, what's wrong with you?
And Wen Yang, like, steps back, and Jiang Cheng grabs Wei Wuxian by the collar. He grabs him by the scruff.
And he's like, you see a Wen dog and you don't kill him? And you wanted to pull him up? Do you want to die?
And then Jiang Cheng, like, looks around, and he kind of realizes that he's in a place that he doesn't recognize.
Where is this?
And then so what do we want to do here? Because now we have...
I think you can be Wen Yang. Right. You don't have to do Morty, just do...
But I want to do Morty. It's really Morty. Good, and I love it.
Do Morty. Yeah. Do your best approximation of Morty. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah, I have to get into the role.
Just get the vibe.
G-Rick. Where was it?
The supervision.
The supervision office at Yiling, but it's very safe.
Supervision office? You walked yourself into their trap?
No!
No? Then what are you doing in a supervision office? How did you get here? Don't tell me that you went to the Wen dogs for help.
Wei Wuxian grabs him. Jiang Cheng, calm down first. It's very safe here. Wake up. It's not for certain that the core melting hand can't...
Wei Wuxian. Wei Wuxian, you... He, like, grabs his neck and whatever. Jesus. And then...
A red shadow kicked the door open and darted inside.
And another thing that darts inside is a fucking needle straight into Jiang Cheng's head.
A dart darts inside.
He just immediately decides a nap sounds like a really good idea, so he just placidly goes and lies back down on the bed. At least that's how I envisioned it, you know? Like the needle hits him and it's not like he falls back. It's like he just goes, huh.
Kind of sleepy.
I think it's nap time.
Yeah, he says, neepy. Because it doesn't say he falls back. It doesn't say that he collapses. It just says
he lay back down at once. Like he decided.
Like he turned around, got back onto the bed, pulled the covers over him, and went honk shoe.
He decided it's time to get sleepy with it.
Time to get sleepy with it.
And so Wen Qing, of course, is the perpetrator of this, and she goes, "Wen Young, how stupid are you? You let him shout and laugh and be so loud. Do you want him to be discovered?
Sister!
Calling me your sister now? I haven't asked you yet. Since when have you been so bold? How dare you hide people? I've already snuck a few questions earlier on, so that was why you suddenly wanted to go to Yunmeng. How full of yourself are you? Who gave you so much courage? If Wen Chao knows about this, wouldn't he tear you two apart? Wouldn't he? I think it's wouldn't he tear you apart?
Yeah. He would tear you apart.
He would tear you two apart?
Tear you two apart?
Tear you two apart? If he really is set on killing someone, do you think that I can stop him?
And, you know, Wei Wuxian can't interrupt. He can't clarify it.
Because she's very decisive with her shit.
Oh, yeah.
And Wen Yang is terrified.
Sister, but young Master Wei...
I won't say anything too much, seeing that you did it out of gratitude, and that's an understandable reason. However, these two must not stay here for long. You came suddenly and left suddenly. Meanwhile, Wen Chao lost the two of them. Do you think Wen Chao is that much of an idiot?
Yeah.
Their search will reach here sooner or later. This is the supervision office under my command, and this is your house. What accusation do you think it'll be if they discover you're hiding them? Think carefully.
And she's making sense. They can't argue.
She says nothing, but she spits nothing but straight facts.
She just be telling the truth.
She be telling the truth. Obviously, this is an incredibly dangerous maneuver that they're all doing here.
Yeah. But she's saying the facts because she's Wen Qing and we stan.
Ah, and it said, she explains so queerly. Unintentional thank you.
Listen. Freudian slip.
It's fair. She explained so clearly what was at stake for them, so clearly that it was though she pointed at Wei Wuxian's nose and told him to get lost quickly and not to stay here and burden them. And like it also says that like if Wei Wuxian were the one who had been God damn. If Wei Wuxian were the one who had been injured, he would have been like, all right, peace, and just left and probably rotted to death.
Yeah. But
it's
the thing
Jiang
is,
Cheng.
And the thing is, Wei Wuxian was, and always will be ride or die for Jiang Cheng.
Yeah, he's Jiang Cheng's simp.
He is!
It's true. Like,
oh my fucking god, you're right.
I don't even say it to be, like, derogatory or anything. He's simping. Heavy simping.
He heavy simping. He loves this boy.
He loves the fuck out of this boy. I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry about it.
He says, you see this fool? This is my boy.
That's my fucking boy.
That's my fucking boy.
That's my fucking boy. That's my rider, dude.
That's my boy.
Absolutely.
Only I'm allowed to make fun of him, and I will do it as brutally as possible.
Fuck yeah, dude. And so, yeah, he's thinking about this, and he's like, fucking all right.
Yeah, and then, but Wen Yang is still trying. But the Wen sect people.
What the Wen sect doesn't represent what we do. We don't need to be responsible for the Wen sect's wrongdoing. Wei Young, if there's no need to look at me like that. There's a beginning to all debts. I'm the office leader of Yiling, but I was ordered to take the position. I'm a medic, an apothecary. I've never killed anyone, much less touched the blood of the Zhang sect.
And it was true. She's just spitting nothing but facts.
She's spitting nothing but facts. Like, she's never been known in the cultivation world to be someone who is killed, ever.
Yeah, what she does, she goes in, she clocks in, she puts on her scrubs, and she gets to work.
And it says, it was because Wen Qing was one of the Wen sex people whose way of doing things was actually normal.
The only person in the sect who knows how to be regular.
Normal brain.jpg.
At times, she could even put in a few good words for people in front of Wen Rohan.
Her reputation had always been good. She's squeaky clean, baby.
Wen Rohan is so fucking funny to me as a character, and like funny in Not funny haha. Definitely not funny haha. I mean, in some ways funny haha. But funny in, like, he's just got these quirks. And, like, we only see him in the flesh, like, one time in the entire novel.
Oh, yeah.
And then everything else we get is, like, secondhand. But we get this whole thing about how deeply he stands his distant cousin's kid.
I know, it fucking rolls.
Yeah, like, to go back a little bit, it's the paragraph where we get, like, the background info about Wen Qing and, like, how she got so much power, basically.
Roy, I'm sorry. I just found the longest Mimi hair ever. Holy shit.
The longest Mimi hair.
It's either a Mimi hair or it's... No, it's a Mimi hair.
Yeah, it's too fragile to be, like, a Roy going gray hair. That's a Mimi hair.
That shit was, like, 7 inches long.
A Mimi hair.
Mimi hair, sorry.
But when Rohan is, like... he's buds with this cousin of his, and then his cousin spits out this intelligent, talented daughter, and when Rohan says, "That's my boy!"
Yeah, I have no choice but to stand.
We have no choice but to stand. He loves this niece of his.
Yeah, he loves the shit out of her. She does a great job.
Yeah.
And so he loves her so much that she can do whatever she wants, which usually just includes not killing people. Which... We stand.
I love getting this sense from him that he just picks people to stan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he likes Wen Zhulu, he likes him so much that he promotes him and gives him his last name. He likes Menyao a whole lot. He likes him enough to be in the room with him when he's got, like, another sect leader in his clutches. He just picks these people. And he's like, this is my fucking boy. This is my boy.
He's very passionate with his loyalties.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
He plays favorites.
Oh, he really do, though. And Wen Chao is definitely a favorite.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, of course, he's his son.
Yeah, and, like, we get that one view in the Donghua of, like, right when Wen Shu gets killed, and, like, when Rohan goes fucking, he's just, like...
He goes ape, dude.
He goes fucking ape!
Absolutely.
I feel like he's the type of person that if you gave him a baby... he would just immediately go into dad mode.
Oh my god.
He would fucking lose his mind over a baby.
Man. That's really cute to think about, but I also think that when Rohan was probably one of those extremely hands-off dads who didn't bother with the kid until it was old enough to, like, listen to him. He's
got to keep his acrylics looking good.
Exactly. Babies you can't be having acrylics around babies.
No, not those stilettos.
No, not at all.
No way.
So he waits until they're like 4 or 5, and then he's like, all right, I guess I'll be involved in their lives now.
And then he never leaves.
Absolutely.
Baby. Anyway.
So they're all silent for a little bit, and Wen Qing's like, don't pull out the needle. The brat would start throwing a fit if he wakes up. His shouting voice could be heard from even outside. Pull it out after his injuries have healed. I really don't want to deal with Wen Chao, especially that woman around him. It disgusts me. And then she, like, fucking leaves.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
and Wei Wuxian's like...
She means that we can't stay for long, but we can still stay for a few days, right?
And Wen Young's like... Thank you, sister! And then they get a pack of medicinal herbs thrown at them.
Wen Qing's in the other room.
And Wen Qing's, like, far in the other room, and she's like, if you really are grateful, then put in some effort. What a hell kind of medicine did you just make? Brew it again.
What a hell kind of medicine? What a hell? Medicine. What a hell?
What a hell? What a hell?
What a hell?
Medicine. I was thinking about making that joke, but then I realized I made that joke like 5 episodes ago with the Xuanwu, so. I have like a repertoire of like 10 jokes.
Same. All of my jokes are just me repeating funny things I've heard.
Yeah.
Brainworms.
It's fine. At least we find things that are funny to repeat with as brainworm.
It's funny to us, so it's funny.
That's kind of the ground rules of it. Yeah, that's like the long and short.
Yeah.
What a hell.
What a hell. But Wen Young is like, he's stoked. He's gonna do it good this time.
Yeah. And he's like, the medicine that my sister prepared will definitely turn out good. Hundreds of times better than mine. It'll be good for sure.
Thank you. Thank you, count up to 2.
Thank you, count up to 2. Thanks to Wei Wuxian.
Yeah.
And So he realizes how fucking lucky they are.
Yeah. It's like some time goes by.
And Jiang Cheng sleeps for 3 days with the needle in his head because it's probably better that way.
Mm-hmm. He's a sleepy boy.
And Wei Wuxian spends that time just kind of thinking.
He's thonking. He's thonking. He's hashtag thonking. And then, so 3 days go by, and,
I'm sure nothing happens in those 3 days.
Nothing happens in those 3 days. All it is Wei Wuxian sitting in that room with a sleepy Jiang Cheng and thinking.
Yeah, just
He is merely thonking.
He's merely thinking. So after 3 days...
After 3 days of nothing happening but thonking.
Yeah, absolutely nothing happens but just him thinking for 3 days. And that's the only thing that happens.
3 days of thonks.
3 days of thinking. So he carries Jiang Cheng on his back. He borrows a little house from a forest guard.
He says bye-bye Wen Yang. So
he say bye-bye Wen Yang.
Bye-bye.
And he leaves the supervisory office. And Jiang Cheng wakes up eventually.
Yeah, because he pulls the needle out and then it takes a minute, but...
And he doesn't... Jiang Cheng really is like a shell of his former self. He doesn't have any water, doesn't have any food. And he just sits there.
It seemed that all he sought for was death. Don't do this to me!
Yeah, he's really tore up. And Wei Wuxian goes...
Do you really want to die? How the turns have tabled.
How the turns have tabled, right? Jiang Cheng goes... I can't seek revenge even when I'm alive. Why shouldn't I die? Maybe I'll be able to turn into a ferocious ghost.
You've been undergoing soul-calming ceremonies ever since you were young. You won't be able to turn into a ferocious ghost even after you die.
If I can't seek revenge, no matter if I'm dead or alive, then what's the difference between the two? And then, that's the last thing he says for a very long time.
Yeah.
He just refuses to speak.
And then Wei Wuxian is just slapping his knees. He just starts playing spoons.
Yeah.
He gets up and starts ham-boning.
He'll save your life.
He becomes happy ham-boning prospector. And he says, get up, it's time for dinner.
And Jiang Cheng ignores him.
Yeah. Well, Wei Wuxian, I guess, goes up. He ham-bones his way into the kitchen and makes some food, and then he comes back ham-boning with the chopsticks. He's ham-boning with chopsticks.
He's just fucking vibing with it.
He comes back, he slaps some food onto the table, and that's when he says it's time. It's din-din.
It's din-din.
Ding-ding, it's
Jiang
din-din.
Cheng ignores him completely.
Yeah. And then Wei Wuxian is like, if you don't replenish your strength, how can we go back to take your core? If you don't eat your pudding, how can you replenish your golden core?
How can you have a golden core if you don't eat your meat?
That's it!
Sorry to Sarah or any people from that island with accents close to that, because I'm really not entirely sure what that accent was supposed to be in the original song. Because everybody, all of the other children have like a fancy,
little,
a fancy boy accent. Yeah,
a fancy boy accent.
No, do it again. Wrong. Do it again. Anyway, I just think it's really fun.
It's really fun. So
Jiang Cheng like, who? He's like, he does the thing that a dog does. He does call their name.
He does the thing that we do where,
And Wei Wuxian's like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, he says, that's right, don't doubt it. You didn't hear wrong. What I said is to take back your golden core.
Jiang Cheng's like, you know how?
I do. Yeah, so he turns around. You've known since a long time ago that my mother, Sangsa Sanren, was a pupil of Baoshan Sanren, haven't you?
And Jiang Cheng's eyes like light up.
He has so many light bulbs going off.
And because everybody knows Baoshan Sanren is this immortal, a celestial, and she can revive the dead, give flesh to bones. And he goes, You mean?
I mean that I know in the name Baoshan which mountain is being embraced. This means that I can take you to Baoshan Sanren.
But isn't it that you can't remember the things from when you were young?
He calls bullshit immediately.
Yeah.
Wei Wuxian, It isn't that I can't remember anything. There are a few fragmented pieces having been repeated many times that I haven't forgotten yet. I've always remembered the voice of a woman repeating something to me, telling me a location and many other things. The voice said that if I find myself in an absolutely desperate situation, I can go up the mountain and ask the immortals on the mountain for help.
And Jiang Cheng rolls off the bed.
And Wei Wuxian pushes some food at him, hambones again.
He goes, eat!
Eat!
He's so excited. Jiang Cheng is so fucking excited.
Eat! We can talk while eating, or else I won't say anything.
Wow, that's a really good way. He's literally treating him like a stubborn child.
I know.
So Jiang Cheng, yes, okay, he finally eats. And he like talking about how he had been feeling so hopeless, but now he's got something, a beautiful world to look forward to. And he's so excited that he's holding his chopsticks upside down as he eats. And he's a cute baby.
It's really good.
And so he finally starts to eat, and Wei Wuxian is satisfied. He's like,
I'll take you there in a few days.
Today!
What are you scared of? Over 100-year-old immortals? How could they disappear in just these few days? It's a few days later because there are many taboos in this. I'll have to tell you about them carefully. Or else, if you do something that's forbidden, it'll all be over if you anger the master. Both of us would be over. Both of us, over.
Jiang Cheng's like so excited. He's like wide-eyed,
Yeah.
like looking at him, like hoping that he'd tell him some more.
His tail is wagging.
Yeah.
When you go up the mountain, you can't open your eyes and look around. You can't remember the scenery on the mountain. You can't see the people there. Remember, no matter what they tell you to do, you have to do it.
Okay.
And here's the most important point. If you're asked who you are, you have to say that you're the son of Sangsa Sanren. You can't reveal your true identity.
Okay.
Alright, let's eat. Replenish our strength and boost our energy. I'll have to prepare during the next few days.
Oh my god. And Jiang Cheng like finally realizes he was holding his chopsticks wrong. And he's like, he turns them over, eats more, and he's like, it's so, because it's Wei Wuxian making it, of course it's like nasty, spicy. And he's like, tastes terrible. Because he's like, even if he's so excited, Wei Wuxian's cooking just does that to people.
Oh yeah. It was so spicy that his eyes grew red.
And it says, it was likely that no matter what things Wei Wuxian told him to do, Jiang Cheng would say yes with watering eyes. And Wei Wuxian concludes.
Eyes, yeah. He said, yeah. I already read that line.
Oh yeah, you're totally right, sorry.
Yeah.
It just tastes terrible.
So some days go by.
Jiang Cheng does nothing but pester Wei Wuxian about the details of like Baoshan Sanren and the frickin' mountain and where they're going, what they're gonna be doing, what this lady's like endless fucking shit. Like he's really regressed to a very young child at this point.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting to see.
It's cute.
So they're still in Yiling.
Yeah, they're still in Yiling. They find a mountain, and it's very Zen poetry.
Absolutely, there was indeed some sense of heavenliness to it.
Yeah, but it says now. Here's a line that we get. Mm-hmm. Yet it was still somewhat far away from the celestial mountain that everyone thought it was. Huh. So it's not. We're not actually at the mountain.
No, it's pretty different.
And Jiang Cheng is suspicious.
Jiang Cheng has always been suspicious of this whole plan. Like he thinks maybe Wei Wuxian is like heard wrong because he was really young when he learned all of this, you know. Mm-hmm. And he's like, he's just not sure still. And he's like, is this really where Baoshan Sanren lives?
It's definitely here. Is there any use of me lying to you so that you can be happy for a few days and then receive an even bigger disappointment?
And it's a similar conversations that already happened countless times between the two. And so Wei Wuxian ends up walking up half the mountain with him. And then he goes,
all right, now I won't be able to go any farther up with you. And then he takes some cloth out and he blindfolds Jiang Cheng. And he's like, you must never, never open your eyes. There aren't any beasts on the mountain. I'd rather you walk slower. Even if you fall, you can't pull the cloth away. You must not be curious. Remember, just say that you're Wei Wuxian. You know how to answer the questions?
And of course, it says the matter was crucial as to whether or not he could form a corps again and seek revenge. Of course, Jiang Cheng didn't dare be careless. He nodded nervously.
And so he starts walking, and Wei Wuxian's like, I'll be waiting for you in the town back there. And he watches him go up, and then it's 7 days later.
Yeah, 7 days later,
suddenly,
the place that they kind of are doing this thing, it's pretty remote. There aren't too many people. Roads are shitty, you know, whatever. It's kind of deserted. It is the sticks. And so he is still squatted there waiting for Jiang Cheng.
Yeah,
and
he's waiting. He's like, let me get some tea.
Yeah, he's gonna get a little snack. So, the tea house in the town is the only one that isn't like...
A hut.
A hut, yeah.
It's the only one that doesn't look like shit.
So he sits down and the waiter comes up to him and he's like smiling. He's like, what can I get for you? Which is weird because Wei Wuxian is a grimy ass boy right now.
He is looking nasty. Tea house waiters do not act like this when some nasty, stanky little boy comes in. And so he looks around and he's like, and then he realizes that like basically everybody in here is wearing capes. And he realizes, oh no, he has been coaxed into a snafu.
Yeah, he turns around to get the fuck out, and unfortunately...
Everybody throws their capes off.
Somebody slides on up and fucking palm heel strikes him in the solar plexus.
Yep. Everybody's got sun robes underneath their capes. It's Wen's.
It's Wen's. He was coaxed into a snafu.
He gets palm striked, and then somebody, like, basically trips Wei Wuxian, and guess what? It's Wen Chao. It's
Wen Chao, and I'll tell you I'm pretty sure the person who palm heel striked Wei Wuxian just then, I think that was Wen Juliao.
I think it might have been the core melting hand.
I think it was the core melting hand.
The core melting ham.
But Wei Wuxian did have a bit of a reaction to that.
Little bit.
But not as much as I was expecting, which is weird. Yeah. So Wen Chao is here, and he's like...
Oh yeah, what was my Wen Chao voice? It was, oh yeah.
You're down already. But I think I'm arguing that I think like a Poindexter voice would be really good for him too.
Oh my fucking god. Oh god, how am I gonna do it without sounding like Meryl?
Just sound like more
do you
want to
do it?
Oh my god. Okay.
Well, no, because you have the really good Jiao Jiao and the really good Wen Jiulu.
Oh my god. You could still do frickin' Meathead if you want.
I really love Meathead 80s movie bully.
I love Meathead 80s movie bully Wen Chao.
Yeah. You're down already? You brat, didn't you jump around quite a bit back in the cave of the Schwan with slaughter? You're finished with just a strike? Keep on jumping. Look how arrogant you were.
Quick! Young Master Wen! Chop off his hand! He still owes us an arm.
No, let's not hurry. We finally found the brat. Chopping off his hand causes too much bleeding. If he dies soon afterwards, then it wouldn't be fun anymore. First melt his core. I want to hear it scream like how that little bastard Jiang Cheng did.
Then melt his core first! Then chop off his hand!
Your little...
I just imagine her, like, gently smacking his bicep. Young Master Wen!
And Wei Wuxian spits some blood out. Sure, whatever torture techniques you've got, bring them out!
Mark your words.
You're so close to death and you're still playing the hero? It's precisely because I'm close to my death that I'm so happy. What I'm scared of is that I won't die. If you have the guts, then torture me. The more cruel, the better. After I die, I'll definitely become a ferocious ghost and haunt the Chishan Wen sect day and night, cursing all of you.
This is what I'm talking about when I say Wei Wuxian's controversial death. I think he wants the shit.
He likes it.
That's a step beyond just being, like, baseline suicidal.
Oh, yeah, because it's not like he's saying, better make it count, better kill me in one shot. He says, make it hurt, drag it out.
You better fucking do it.
Yeah. Don't stop. Keep injecting me those smileys. I love it.
Keep injecting me those smileys.
That's what he said. Yeah, he said,
if you haven't watched the video, Joel destroys Windows XP. I need you to take it's not even like 10 minutes. It's not. And it's worth every second of it. It's worth every second.
Yeah.
Don't stop. Keep injecting me those smileys.
Yeah.
Because that was the Destroys Windows XP, right?
That was, I think, the Windows 7 one?
They're all really good.
Yeah.
He basically gets on a shitty old computer and destroys Windows
it with
programs
viruses and
with viruses
and Bonzi Buddy.
Yeah, it started as Bonzi Buddy and then it was like a legacy kind of thing. So that's pretty good. It's very good. Intensely quotable.
Yeah.
Fool's been drawing the dicks.
But yeah, Wei Wuxian says keep injecting me those smileys. And then Wen Chao was like, Cause, like, people don't do this. And especially since Wei Wuxian is, like, some fucking asshole as far as he cares. He's the son of the servant. He didn't grow up, he wasn't in the Jiang Cheng since he was born. He didn't do all of this, like, ceremonial shit.
So there's a good chance that he really could become a ferocious ghost and haunt the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And also I feel like Wen Chao was probably surprised because I think in this situation people usually like beg for their lives.
Oh yeah. Cause he's
Wei Wuxian's like, fuck yeah, baby.
Bring it. I
Death
love
gets
it.
my nipples hard. Let's do it.
Fuck me up, baby.
I could cut diamonds right now, baby.
God.
Let's hit it.
Make it hurt.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, like, people don't fight back, especially some fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so Wen Chao is actually kind of realizing that he might genuinely be a threat if they killed him in a really violent way. Mm-hmm. And so Wang Lingjiao, like, sees that Wen Chao's kind of, like, wavering.
Hesitating, yeah.
And she's like, young Master Wen, don't listen to his nonsense. Not everyone can become ferocious ghosts after they die. Time, place, situation, all of these need to be just right. Besides, even if he really did become one, couldn't the Qishan Wen sect handle this single ghost? We've been trying to catch him for so long. Wasn't it all to punish him? Don't tell me that just because of him boasting for a while that you'll let him go?
Of course not.
And Wei Wuxian's like, he is absolutely...
He loves it.
Fucking, he's loving it. He knows he's gonna die, so he's like, all right, let's fucking do it.
He's, like, smiling, and he's like, oh, fuck yeah, bring it.
Let's hitting like kind of a Gigi Allen thing on his way out.
Yeah. He becomes Gigi Allen.
I am become Gigi Allen. Craving death, baby.
He pulls his pants down and just shits in the middle of the room.
Joke's on you, Wen Chao. I just drank a whole bottle of Miralax 3 hours ago.
God, it's performance art.
It is.
Wen Chao kicks Wei Wuxian, and he's like, you're still putting on the act? Who do you want to scare? Whose hero are you pretending to be? And then, like, some of his guys come up and they start trying to beat him up too, and then he's like, oh, enough.
Wei Wuxian, like, he does the cool badass spitting out a mouthful of blood.
Yeah, and he's thinking, all right, great, let's do it. Kill me. Bring it on, baby.
He says, it's time to kill me? It won't be much different even if I die. It won't be any worse than living, and there's a 1 in 3 chance for me to become a ferocious ghost and seek revenge. Thinking of this, he felt an unparalleled thrill. Listen, it seems like I'm beating a dead horse here, but Wei Wuxian's got some fucked up kinks. And we as a fandom need to acknowledge this and support him.
He loves it. We have to put our own personal opinions aside and support him.
Listen, how often is it that a person with a death kink can experience the ultimate thrill and then come back to life afterwards, just to have that as like a life experience? Like, fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah.
You want to talk about some fucking
he loves
erotic death? Baby, I've been there. Let me tell you all about it. There is no light at the end of the tunnel, but I'll tell you, I died hard.
God. Oh, my dick had rigor mortis before I was out.
Woo, baby.
Ow. Whatever. Wen Chao's like,
honey.
Oh, honey. Wen Chao's like, Wei, you're always thinking that you're not scared of anything, that you're brave and you're mighty, aren't you?
And Wei Wuxian's like, huh?
Do you want to be him for this?
Oh,
or well, no, because
No, I can. I mean,
yeah. Well, let me see, because I don't think. Yeah, it's just Wen Chao and Wei Wuxian for the rest of the chapter. So.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
Huh. So even wind dogs can speak the human tongue?
And Wen Chao, like, basically, I don't know if he like punches him or if he just like gives him a really intense noogie into the floor. But he's smiling. Just keep on showing off how good with words you are. I'd like to see just how much longer you can keep up the hero act. And so he gets his guys to hold him down and grab him, and they rough him up. And then they get him they get him up and they're taking him away, flying away on their swords.
Yeah, they bring him up really, really high.
Really, really high.
And they fly him real far away from the thing, and he's like, well, I guess so much for waiting for Jiang Cheng.
Yeah. Well, oops.
And so they eventually come across this real fucked up mountain.
Real scary mountain.
Terrible
Very scary
vibes.
mountain. Terrible vibes.
It emitted a foreboding air of death.
The mountain is black.
That's my next vacation spot.
Fuck yeah, it's metal as fuck. They go
As
here.
though it was a large corpse, thousands of years old, just looking at it made one's blood run cold.
Fucking metal, dude.
And so they stop over this crazy mountain. And Wen Chao's like,
Wait, do you know where this is? This place is called Burial Mound.
and Wei Wuxian's like, oh shit!
Yeah. He's like, oh, we're gonna do our metal band album cover photo shoot? Cool. And Wen Chao goes on, Burial Mound is right in Yiling. You Yunmeng people have probably heard of its name as well. It's a mountain of corpses, an old battleground. If you find a spot wherever on the mountain and dig your shovel into it, you'll be able to dig out a corpse. Any nameless corpses would be tossed here as well, wrapped in a mat only.
And so they're slowly approaching this creepy mountain.
Bro! It's Mount Trashmore.
Oh!
It's Mount Corpsemore.
Mount Corpsemore, baby. Oh no.
If you're listening to this and you aren't aware of Virginia Beach attractions, we have the highest level of elevation in this city is Mount Trashmore, which used to be like a dumpster site, a landfill, and then they put grass on it, and now it's a big park that everybody goes to and they love it.
Yeah, it's the highest point of altitude in the entirety of Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
It's a giant mound of trash covered in sod.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
You would think it'd be like really gross, but it's actually very nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like trash or anything. Don't worry about it.
It doesn't. It's just the concept is like completely
It's hilarious.
laughable.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're on Mount Corsemore. And
Wen Chao goes,
look at the dark air. The hostile energy is strong, isn't it? And the resentful energy is thick, isn't it? Even us at the Wednesday weren't able to do anything about it. We'd only surround it and prevent people from going in. This is still daytime. At night, really anything can be found in...
and it's like, when it says anything, I like how it says anything.
Yeah, let me read. Yeah, at night, really anything can be found in there. When a living person goes in there, both the body and the soul, they cannot return, unable to get out for all of eternity.
And he grabs Wei Wuxian's hair like a bitch.
Like a bitch, and he gets a big Joker smile.
Everyone's Joker-fied.
Everybody is Joker
chapter.
in this chapter.
Everybody is Joker. You hate to see it.
Everybody has undergone mutual Jokerification.
And Wen Chao goes,
You won't be able to get out for all of eternity either.
and he tosses Wei Wuxian down into the pit, and Wei Wuxian goes, ah! He goes,
And that's the chapter. Chapter ends with...
That's the chapter. He do a little scream.
Yep, he do a little scream. And next time, we're going to be reading chapters 61 and 62.
Evil, 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 evil.
It's the entire evil arc.
Evil.
Evil!
Evil.
Turning the crank labeled evil and looking back into the audience for their approval. Do you want to do some Google Translate?
Let's do a little bit of Google Translate.
I decided to pick out some things having to do with my wife, everyone's wife, Wen Qing.
Yeah.
So this first one is from Chinese. Wei Wuxian is directly addressing Wen Qing here, but I didn't write down what he's addressing her about, so fuck if I know.
Wei Wuxian also shook the window and said, "Warm! What tricks! Even if you make it out, don't do anything to steal the chicken and touch the dog. People are not radiant." Wow.
It's always a chicken and a dog.
Why?
Someone who is good at Chinese, please fucking help.
It's a chicken, a dog, or a wolf.
Yeah.
People are not radiant. Is he meaning to say, like, people can be really shitty, watch out?
People are not radiant.
People are not radiant sometimes. People
I hate
can be
when
dull
people
as
aren't
fuck.
radiant. I know.
They really can be dull. Quite dull.
Quite dull.
Well, that's okay. That's okay, Wei Wuxian. I
Whoever
don't know
that
who
is.
Wei Wuxian is.
And I gotta say, warm.
Warm!
Chinese. Google Translate loves to translate Wen Qing's name in Chinese to warm. That's just her name, as far as it's concerned.
That doesn't suit her at all, but that's fine.
It's
That's
either
their
warm
choice.
or warmth.
That's their choice.
Warmly sometimes. Anyway, this next
I don't
one's
agree.
next
That's their
one's
choice.
next one's from Portuguese.
Oh, cool.
We have some lesbian action today. Because this is a fic about Wen Qing and Zhang Yanli.
Absolutely.
They're kissing. And in this bit, Wen Qing is just kind of like looking at her and pining.
The sun is radiant overhead, dripping a bit of golden watercolor paint on the landscape. In her blue jeans, gum worn in bubble gum, on the pink strawberry loops of her braid, on the little yellow raincoat and watering can with flakes, ice cream color in your hands.
Ice cream color in your hands.
Ice cream? Did she nut in her hands?
Who's to say?
She nut in her hands?
She could have nutted in her hands.
Is she watering the plants with nut?
There's a lot of color going on.
Yeah, it's kind of cute.
Do we have like maybe a rainbow nut situation?
Ooh, that's fun.
We got the gold, we got the blue, we got the bubble gum, we got the pink strawberry, we got the yellow.
I think they were just trying to
Kind of a sherbet one.
express how vibrant and beautiful Miss Jiang Yanli is.
Because she is, she deserves it. In her blue jeans, gum worn and bubble gum.
And her blue jeans gum worn in bubblegum. Was this a modern AU?
I think so.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Because
Yeah.
I was getting worried about some of these words if it were just like a regular degular shit.
Regular
you know?
degular, wearing a regular degular blue jeans.
Her normal cultivation sect blue jean robes.
Her regulation sect jeans. Wearing my jobes.
My jobes. God, can you imagine? Oh, God,
An entirely denim set
Can
of...
you imagine how horrible that would be in the summer?
Oh, God.
You would die of heat stroke within 30 minutes.
Oh, God.
Holy shit. All right, what is next? I'm going to be thinking about Jobs for a really long time.
Wearing my jobes.
In my Jobs.
Putting on my regulation jobes.
Vibing in my Jobs.
Vibing in my jobes.
Formal Jobs.
My sect jobes.
Yes.
So this last one is just a little bit of one. Yeah, just a little boot. So this one's from Chinese again.
Huh.
This is the summary of the fic.
Oh, great. Suppose that, after Wen Qing Wenyang surrendered to Jinling Tai, Lan Wangji went to visit if...
Why do they call it an oven if you in the food? Why do you call it Wan Wangji if he went to visit if... The fuck?
What the If you in the food?
Yeah! You seen that?
No!
Oh! Well, let me...
In the food?
Why do they call... Oh, I'm typing in all caps, whatever.
Yeah.
Why do they call it... Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah. Why do they call it oven when you in the cold food out hot eat the food? Why do they call it oven when you in the cold food of out hot eat the food?
Why do they call it oven when you oven the cold food of out hot eat the food?
Just asking. Why do they call it?
I had a stroke. R/I had a stroke. Thanks so much.
Why do they call
It's
it...
it's a comic of like John Garfield pulling a probably a lasagna out of the oven and going, whatever the fuck we just said 6 times. My brain feels so smooth right now.
Why do they call it Jinlin Tai? If Lan Wangji went to visit if Wen Qing Wenning surrendered to Jinlin Tai.
You got a point.
Stupid.
Can't knock logic, you know?
Can't knock logic. Let's get to some questions.
Yeah, we do questions.
We do questions.
Questions.
Folks, if you have questions, you can send them to cloudrecessespod.tumblr.com/ask or via Twitter at cloudrecesspod, just one recess.
You would.
Singular.
Oh, sorry, y'all.
So we're going to Twitter first.
All right, we're doing a Twitty. Our first Twitty question comes from Elvier, friend of the show. At Iruviru, they ask back at it again with the not chapter related questions. Who skateboards and who rollerblades? Bonus. If only one person owned wheelie shoes, who would it be? What, the Heelys?
I guess so, yeah.
Wei Wuxian skates and has Heelys.
Yeah. We've already established that Wei Song roller skates.
Yes, he roller skates.
I've drawn that. We know this.
I would say Jiang Cheng and Wei Wuxian are skateboard delinquents.
Yes, absolutely.
They definitely, in a modern AU, they definitely rolled around the neighborhood making trouble on their boards.
Oh, yeah.
On the weekends.
Oh, yeah. Now, roller skating and rollerblading are different things, so I don't know who the rollerblade... Yeah, so who's the rollerblader, though?
You know who strikes me as an active rollerblader?
Whom?
Chong Feng Mian.
Oh my fucking god.
He's out there in his fucking lycra shorts and his like the cool like streamlined helmet.
Oh my god. Rollerblade
his like
dad.
Wei Wuxian and Jiang Cheng are mortified every single time they're out riding and he comes rolling down. He's like, "Hey boys."
In his little shorts.
What's crack-a-lacking?
With his dad legs.
Yeah, with his, like, weirdly, like, he's either super hairy or, like, completely hairless legs.
He's got the thing my grandpa has where he just has no leg hair whatsoever.
Yeah, the older he gets, the more it just kind of disappears.
Oh my fucking god. You know who else rollerblades?
Yeah.
Wen Qing, and it's because she does roller derby.
Oh my god! Yeah, she's roller derby queen.
Yeah. How about...
Alright, so that's pretty much everybody.
It's good.
Next question comes from friend of the show, Jove, at Ask Joveri. They ask, which character do you think racks up the most parking tickets? Which of the characters cannot drive and which will not? I just have a lot of thoughts about Lan Wangji being able to reverse parallel park, but that's just me.
Oh my god.
Lan Wangji can and does reverse parallel park. Lan Wangji is definitely the best driver out of all of them.
Yes.
He's very rules oriented. Wei Wuxian is the one who gets tickets no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
He thinks that parking laws are...
They are vague suggestions at best.
They are vague suggestions at best and active attempts to oppress
Insult
the bourgeoisie at worst. So he flouts them.
He flouts them.
He actively flouts them.
He has so many points on his license.
Yeah, he has so many points on his license that at this point he refuses to drive because he knows that if he gets behind a wheel, he will create more problems for himself. And not even on purpose this time.
Jiang Cheng has too much road rage to drive.
Yeah, he had to okay, so he originally had a normal car and then shit got so bad. He literally almost climbed out of his car and killed somebody once. And there must have been somebody in the car with him and they were like, all right, fuck this. We're getting you a Vespa.
Jesus.
So he has a Vespa now that he rides.
Oh my god.
And it keeps him humble.
It keeps him humble. He looks out the window at his parked Vespa and he gets a little bit more down to earth.
It's a bright purple Vespa.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I just because I feel like his road rage would be untenable.
Huaisong refuses to drive. Why would Huaisong drive when anybody else can drive her places?
Yeah, Huaisong refuses to drive, and when Huaisong does have to drive, it's very badly.
Yeah.
Never really, I feel like Huaisong was probably the person who got their permit and just kind of rolled with it. They still have their permit. They're 26.
Yeah. I can drive, but somebody has to be with me. So can you just be there for me? Maybe if you want to drive home.
I'm just so scared.
I don't like it. I don't want you to be worried the whole time.
Do you know how dangerous it is to drive a car? They're 2-ton death machines. I don't want to do you really want that on your conscience?
Do you want me to have that kind of responsibility? I don't want that.
I'm not worth that, I just don't know. Can you please just drive me,
Uber.
please?
I have the money to Uber.
Oh my god.
I tip really well. Why would Huaisong drive?
Can I just Uber?
Why would Huaisong drive when Daga can drive? Daga has a big truck and he can drive everywhere.
Daga's got a big truck with a bunch of, like, leftist bumper stickers on the back just to piss a bunch of people off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Big Daga truck.
I want a bumper sticker that just says, John Galt can suck my dick.
God.
Thanks.
DagaBigTruck.jpg.
DagaBigTruck.jpg. All right. Moving on to Tumblr questions. First question that we have on the Tumblr is from Oatplant. Oatplant asks, I know y'all haven't watched CQL, but in the boat scene for the drama, Zhang Wanyin has the world's funniest wig issue for whipping his head around. In honor of that, what horrible, tragic moment of MDZS would you choose to add a funny wardrobe malfunction to, and what would that malfunction be?
Ooh. I think it'd be really funny if, like, when Jiggy gets kicked down the stairs either time that it happens, he, like,
his wig falls off?
I was gonna say, he, like, his, like, the end of his robe catches on his shoe on the way down, and he gets, like, a funny SpongeBob rip my pants moment.
Oh my god! It just rips the whole robe.
Yeah.
Horrible. Oh no.
What if Daga had a nip slip while he was chi deviating?
He gets so into the role that he forgets the sword is made out of styrofoam and it's really light, and he just, like, whips it and it, like, bops somebody in the face. You see it just, like, ricochet.
You see it wobble because it's made out of rubber.
Yeah, it's made out of fucking rubber and foam.
I do want him to have a nip slip, though.
Absolutely nip slip. I want, like, sexy wet t-shirt when Lan Wangji and Wei Wuxian are, like, confessing to each other in the end.
Oh my god. It is raining.
It is raining.
It's raining.
Just, like, sexy wet t-shirt.
Perfect opportunity.
Absolutely. I want to see them nips.
Them nips.
I need to see the nips.
Give me the nips.
Nasty. Well, okay, horrible, tragic moments.
Yeah.
I want to see Wei Wuxian getting tossed into the burial mounds and his robe flipping up and getting funny little panty shot.
Funny little panty shot. What funny comedy panties does he have?
I mean, we could always go with the heart boxers.
Could always go with the heart boxers.
I think Spider-Man undies would be funny. Spider-Man briefs.
Spidey briefs.
Spidey briefs. Maybe like a nice lacy bikini. A boy short.
A boy short. What about the scene where Shuiyang is telling Xiao Xingchen what he did to Songlan, and, like, one of their flies are down.
Oh my god. Oh.
It's just, yeah. And, like, one of them, like, Shuiyang's fly is down, and Xiao Xingchen absolutely would, if he were able to notice it.
He would fix it for him.
He wouldn't fix it for him, but he'd be like, you're
hey, sorry.
Hey, XYZ.
Sorry to interrupt your, tirade, but, you're...
XYZ.
XYZ?
Yeah. Examine your zipper.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. I have not heard that in a long time.
Jesus.
Examine your zipper.
XYZ.
I love that. All right. But, yeah, that's... Jesus.
Christ.
Next question is from Anonymous. Anonymous asks, on a scale of nice homemade dinner to entire cultivation sect destroyed and children traumatized, what's the worst thing you've come home to? You can absolutely use a joke answer here.
The responsibility of having to pay bills.
There was one time, I came home from dropping my mom off from work when we were, like, living with my grandpa before I moved out here. I was, like, 16 or 17.
Oh, no.
I came home from dropping my mom off for work because I wanted the car to myself that day. And it was a couple hours. I technically came home to it, okay? And my grandpa comes up to me and goes, hey, I need you to be out of the house today. Here's $20. Go see a movie. And I was like, It turns out my grandpa kicked me out of the house so he could bring one of his girlfriends and have some private time.
Have some adult time. Grown-up time.
There was also the time I found a bottle of KY jelly in the back of his
No.
I don't understand how anyone could be sexually attracted to my grandfather. He's like the worst.
He's 155 years
he's
old.
97,000 years old. I don't know how he's still alive. I really don't. He's had like every type of cancer you could imagine. But he's got that VA health insurance, so, you know, they pay him to go and get treatment.
He's got the VA health insurance and a reverse mortgage. No.
Yeah.
God.
Jesus fucking Christ. God, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So, all right, next question. Next question is from another anonymous friend. They ask, what are the MDCS characters' drag personas?
Now, first we gotta decide who does drag, because it's not gonna be everybody. Wei Wuxian.
Wei Wuxian, heavy goth, absolute, like, kind of like a goth camp queen kind of moment.
I feel like Wei Wuxian could do a really good job with being like a goth Lolita drag.
Yeah, or like an art queen or something, you know?
Wei Wuxian definitely does drag.
Definitely more goth, definitely darker. Probably centers his act around like sort of an Elvira vibe.
Oh,
you know?
Ooh, I love that.
You know?
Oh, I love that. I love that. Jiang Cheng does not do drag. He's not secure enough.
No, he's not. I mean, Nie Huaisang gets Spiro, but Nie Huaisang also do drag.
Yeah.
Trans women, whew, there are a lot of absolutely fucking fantastic trans lady drag queens.
It's true.
It's incredible. I think Huaisang's vibe for a drag queen moment would be like pure camp.
Pure camp.
Pure camp.
Yeah.
But like glitzy camp, you know? Like the luxury camp.
Luxury camp.
Not like trashy camp. Well, okay. Trashy camp is camp. But like the like luxury opulence, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
She would be deep into that.
Yeah.
Who else would be in that? God, okay. I feel like Lan Wangji would do drag, but Lan Wangji wouldn't be like what you typically think of drag queens. Lan Wangji would be more like a Miss Fame situation where she's like really low key, she's really cool, she's really just in it for the artistry, you know. Not really there to make friends, just kind of doing it for the culture, and kind of more of a serious drag queen, but still does the whole performing thing, you know, but gotta mostly keeps to herself.
Yeah.
I think I just would like to see Lan Wangji in beautiful, like, not even the costumey, sometimes drag makeup, just like the really glam makeup that like Katya does, you know, where it's like, gorgeous, whatever.
The gorgeous.
But yeah, that's what I would like.
Jiggy gets mistaken for doing drag, but he's just a femboy.
All right. Sorry, finishing my coffee. Next question is from another anonymous friend. They ask, hey, love y'all's podcast. Thank you. Ignore this question if you don't want to mention the H word in your podcast, but which Homestuck characters do you think MDZS characters would stand?
First off, we have said the H word many times in this podcast. Sorry about it.
We haven't been arrested yet.
Haven't been arrested yet.
Continues to go. This all to say, Nie Huaisang is a Vriska / Radius stan. I will not be taking criticism at this time. Thank you,
because you're emoji. Right.
You fucking right. I mean, you didn't have to call her out like that, but you're right.
You're right. It's just how it is. Sorry.
Yeah, she's not definitely fucking it.
She's not Huaisang's patron troll, but
no,
you don't have to be to stan. You simply mustn't.
No, not at all. Wei Wuxian.
Wei Wuxian is also a Vriska stan.
Yeah.
I feel like the question here really is which characters are Vriska stans, because Vriska stans are the only people who still exist.
True.
They're the only Homestuck
stans and Karkat stans.
Yeah, I think there's still Dave stans around.
Yeah, I think that Wei Wuxian would really like Dave Strider.
he likes Dave and Vriska.
I think he stands Dave, he stands Vriska, he stands, I think he probably likes Karkat.
Yeah.
I think he likes...
I think you know who I think he really likes also? Terezi.
Oh, he's a Terezi stan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know you said Vriskistan. No, Wei Wuxian is a Terezi stan.
He's out here writing some damn Rezi fanfiction.
Hey, there it is. Yeah, I love that. Lan Wangji likes Kanaya.
They're the same.
They, as it turns out, Mariam's and Lan's are the same.
They're the same. Christ.
Jiang Cheng, Vriska.
Yeah.
Or, Aridin.
I was gonna say, unfortunately.
He loves him some Aridin, baby.
It brings me no joy to report this.
Oh, God. I'll say Wei Wuxian also really likes Rose Lalonde.
Yeah. She's just styling.
Styling? Last question we're gonna do is by PR the Disaster. PR the Disaster asks, if there was a house-style show about Wen Qing being epic in vampire times China, who would be a best choice for her James Wilson / John Watson partner? Bonus points for gay sexual tension.
I mean, if it's gay sexual tension, we gotta have a lady.
Of course, I think it would be fun to have Zhang Yanli.
You know who I think would be a fun and cool John Watson who has potential to be that?
Huh.
Shinsu.
Shinsu could be fun.
That would whip ass.
I just want to see more of Shinsu in general.
Yeah!
Yeah, absolutely. I'm fucking feeling that.
I love it. We did have one other question on Discord, but I want to save that for next time because it's kind of a big one. But yeah, let's clean up some house.
Let's clean some house.
Folks, we have a Patreon.
We do have a Patreon.
Patreon. That's fake Patreon. No, but we have a real Patreon.
We are working on more stuff for it.
Yeah, patreon.com/podrecesses, where for $1 a month, you get the special Disciple role in our Discord, and you get access to all of our bonus content, including She's a Good iPad, where we read Scum Villain, plus our Untamed Riff tracks, which we're going to be recording soon.
Yeah.
And our newest endeavor, which is we are going to be doing it next week. First episode of #BlessUp, where we're going to be watching the officials blessing Dogma. $1 American gets you all of that.
That's it. Lots and lots of bonus content, folks.
And there's more. For $5 a month, you get to be the sec leader of the show. You get that role in our Discord, plus you get bonus content access, and you get a thank you shout out on the episodes, and you get a Comrade NMJ mini print. It fucking rules. And, and last but not least, for $10 a month, you can become a chief cultivator of the show. That is your Discord role. And you get all of the stuff we just talked about. And you get a full-sized Pod Recesses Wall of 3,000 Takes poster. I am scouring the archives to find all of the rules that we have established. So, thank you shout out to our $5 sec leaders, Lenny W., Carrie, Lena, Rachel W., Audrey F., Olivia, name redacted, Sky, and 420 sec leader Sarah. Thank you for supporting us.
And thank you to our $10 chief cultivators of the show. There are many of them at this point. I'm so excited. Scout, Colin, Stephanie Gu, Heir to Athens, Caroline, Jay, and Jenna.
Thank you so much. And don't forget, if we get to $125 a month, we will be making Correct Takes enamel pins, and everybody will be getting one.
They're going to be beautiful.
It's going to rule.
Everybody get a pin.
Everybody get pinned.
Whole family gets a pin.
Family get pinned. Thank you also to Noisepace.xyz for being our podcast network. Go ahead and check out some cool podcasts. You know what I was on last week?
What were you on?
I was on Pot of Greed, which is about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Hey, Pot of Greed is a great show.
Pot of Greed rules. You can check out Kyle X. Why? You
can check out LMNOP.
You can check out Special Grade Snacks.
Oh my god. You can check out Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die.
Highly recommended.
Your classic leftist podcast for the terminally online.
It's good. Something for everybody. Once again, I'm Roy. I'm on Twitter at _Banui_ and also at Yeeling Hypebeast, which is my Mode Outside blog. You can also check out my other podcast, which is also on Noisepace.xyz, called Nana Roy's Nightmare in Nera, where every other weekend a guest and I read some creepypasta. This most recent episode, we read Rainbow Factory famous My Little Pony Friendship is Magic creepypasta. Exactly.
They found a Maynard James Keenan pony.
Sure fucking did find a Maynard James Keenan pony. His cutie mark is the perfect circle logo.
I think Roy texted me like,
I texted you as it happened.
Ray, you'll never guess what I found, and I said no.
No, I said, Ray, we found Maynard James Keenan pony, and you said nope.
I did. No,
bad. No.
But fucking God, you do art commissions.
I
Right?
do. My commissions are closed. They filled up. But if you want to look at my art and my info, I have a little website at royhub.card.co.
It's beautiful. And I'm Fallon. I have to shit so bad right now. I'm on Twitter at America's Burden. I'm privated right now, but you can always request to follow me.
Hell yeah.
I don't really have any other projects going on because my attention span's too short.
Whatever. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
But you can also find Pod Recesses, the us, at cloudrecessespod.tumblr.com and on twitter.com/cloudrecesspod, just one recess. We're on the podcast apps. Please like, subscribe, rate, give us some comments, leave us some reviews. It's fucking good. And if you're 18 and up, you can join our Discord. The link is, as always, in the description. And do you know what we say at the end of every episode, Ray?
We say a couple different things, but I think the first thing we say would be Semper Bunny.
We do say Semper Bunny.
Semper Bunny.
You're out with my nephews now.
Devil has been solved.
Semper Bunny, folks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.